Throngs of peaceful demonstrations marched to Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Washington after gathering at the Lincoln Memorial. That's where King delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech back in 1963. They're calling for social justice and police reform as the country grapples with the fallout from another police-involved shooting this week. Natalie Brand is in Washington with more.
Thousands of protesters descended on the nation's capital on the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington.
It's been a struggle for all people, especially people of brown and black race.
Laverne Hines says she attended the 1963 march as a toddler. This time, she brought her daughter and grandson.
The struggle still goes on.
Nicholas Dixon says he traveled from South Carolina with a message for elected leaders.
What do you want them to hear?
Our voices.
We will get your knee off our neck.
The march was organized in part by Reverend Al Sharpton after the police-involved death of George Floyd in May. But Friday's demonstration took on new significance after Jacob Blake was shot by a police officer in Kenosha, Wisconsin this week. Family members of both men spoke at the Lincoln Memorial Friday.
I wish George were here to see this right now.
Jacob Blake! Jacob Blake! Jacob Blake!
Attendees also heard from the family of Breonna Taylor.
What we need is change, and we're at a point where we can get that change.
And the 2020 Democratic vice presidential candidate.
We have an opportunity to make history right here and right now.
We are going to be the generation that dismantles systemic racism once and for all.
A new generation of Martin Luther King Jr.'s descendants making a passionate plea decades after his iconic call for change. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Earlier, President Trump met with Alice Johnson at the White House, where he announced he was granting her a full pardon after commuting her prison sentence 2 years ago. Johnson served 21 years for a nonviolent drug offense. Tonight, the president heads to New Hampshire for a campaign rally. And the FDA has issued a warning regarding kids eating something they shouldn't. What you need to know is coming up next at 5.